Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Fernando and welcome to my channel. Today's video is all about gratitude. Today's video is a master class on gratitude. In this video, I'm sharing with you everything I know and do to practice gratitude. And gratitude begins as a practice and ends up being someone you are as a result. Gratitude is a powerful tool. It has the potential to change you from the inside out. It brings so much love to your life, so much appreciation, so much respect. And if you apply everything I'm sharing with you today, you just watch your life transform right before your eyes. Gratitude is so much more than the word gratitude and how positive it sounds. It's much more than that. Gratitude is present everywhere. It's about a mindset shift. And when you live in gratitude, everything changes. I'm taking you by the hand and I'm showing you the way, because I don't talk about this only. I live this. I am this. So I'm showing you the way to live your best life. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about what gratitude really is to begin with. Okay, we are also talking about stuff like the difference between saying thank you and being grateful. Two different things. We are talking about what gratitude can do for you. We are talking about what you can be grateful for. We are talking about how to practice gratitude. So I'm taking you by the hand. I'm showing you the way. You don't want to miss this video because this will transform your life. Gratitude is a lifestyle, and if you commit to it, you just watch what happens in your video game, in your 3D experience, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. So what is gratitude? What is gratitude? First of all, gratitude is a frequency. You've probably heard of Esther Hicks, right? She channels Abraham Hicks. They came up with this thing called the emotional guidance scale. Have you heard of it? Have you seen it before? So here we can see a list of emotions going from very high vibe emotions to very low vibe emotions. Let's quickly go over them so we get some perspective here. So at the top, the very high vibe emotions are joy, appreciation, gratitude, being grateful, being appreciative, seeing the beauty in things, right? Along with love, which is literally what you are. You are love, you are light. Along with empowerment, these are very high emotions. Emotion is energy in motion. Energy is moving through you. You are feeling it in your body. Low vibration, everything vibrates, nothing rests. Everything has a frequency. A frequency is a level of vibration. So we have many kinds of frequencies. A high level of vibration, for example, gratitude, appreciation, joy, love. And you have very low frequencies, a low level of vibration, for example, fear. Fear is at the very bottom, right? So when you're feeling fear, fear is like poison, okay? It's very low vibration. So love, appreciation, joy, empowerment. And then you have passion, enthusiasm. It's decreasing gradually. Happiness, hopefulness, positivity, contentment. These are expanded states of being, okay? All of the red ones here are expanded. And then we begin to contract, the contracted states of being. Boredom, pessimism, doubt, worry, blame, anger, guilt, jealousy. It's getting dense, it's getting low, it's getting slow, it's not high vibe, right? And ultimately fear, grief, depression. So all of these are frequencies. Where's gratitude? All the way at the top. It's a very high frequency. So when we do gratitude, the first thing that you get to remember is that practicing gratitude is about aligning your energy instrument, your body, with a high frequency. And so it's about going back home. It's about going back up to where everything you want resides. Everything you want, everything you wish for, everything you love lives here. Lives here. And so, what do you do to manifest your desires? If you're down below, it's a matter of taking the elevator back up. How do you do that? Practicing gratitude. So first and foremost, that's what gratitude is, a frequency. You can also see it as a practice, right? The practice of gratitude, which means aligning yourself with a high frequency. How powerful is that, right? So that's the first thing you get to remember, what it really is, so that the practice of gratitude makes more sense to you. Alignment. Alignment is your job. Finding alignment. Okay. Now I have a question for you. Are you a grateful person? Do you consider yourself to be a grateful being? What's the difference between saying thank you and living in gratitude? There's a huge difference. When someone does you a favor, when someone holds the door for you, or when the waiter brings your food to your table at a restaurant and you say thank you, that's not being grateful. That's the social conditioning. I mean, it's better to say thank you than to not say anything. So it's good that we say thank you, but that doesn't mean we're grateful because we're doing that. Being grateful means living in gratitude, and that's what this video is about. Okay? And when you become a grateful person, indeed, everything changes for you. So there's a big difference here. Two essential things that I consider to be essential in order for you to practice gratitude and become a grateful person, all right? The first one is you must experience this. As with anything spiritual, all the spiritual practices, it's not enough to read about it. It's not enough to intellectualize about it. It's not enough. You get to experience it. You get to feel it. And so watching this video alone is not enough for you to feel gratitude. You get to actually practice it. And we're going to talk all about that, how to practice gratitude. So you get to experience it. The second one is you must be committed. You get to be committed because if you're not committed, then you're just not going to dive deep, right? When I began this, early on in my spiritual journey, I was committed. And I still am, but I don't need to be committed anymore because I have become this. I live this automatically. It's become who I am. It's part of my identity. But when you're beginning, if you're beginning, you get to be committed. Because the commitment to change your life for the much better is what will get you through the initial phase of practicing something you're not used to and that might feel a little uncomfortable. Okay, so you get to be committed. This is key here. Are you committed to changing your life? Are you committed to living your best life? Are you committed to manifesting all your dreams? Are you committed to playing the most fun video game in this third dimensional experience? Gratitude is your way there. So now let's talk a little bit about what the benefits of doing gratitude are. Okay, and I love them so much. First of all, it raises your vibration. Why? Because of this, right? You are energy. Your emotions they are frequencies. So instead of looking to the negative and choosing gratitude, you are literally taking the elevator up. You are literally aligning your energy instrument to divinity. So it raises your vibration. Also, it makes you a match for high vibe stuff because law of attraction, right? Law of attraction is about organizing things that are similar in terms of vibrational frequency. So, example, if you are this, law of attraction will group you up, will match you up with similar stuff, right? If you want to be grouped with things like this, you have to become a match to this, and then you will see more of it, right? If you want to become this other thing, you get to become a match for that, and then law of attraction will give you more of that. Like attracts like. So do you want to manifest your best life? Gratitude is your way there because it raises your vibration. Also, gratitude makes you go from counting all of your problems to counting all of your blessings. This is what gratitude does. It shifts your perspective. We are so conditioned to see the problems and to count them. I don't like this. I don't want this. I don't want that. The I don't want mindset is the mindset that plagues humanity. Why? Because law of attraction. How can you receive fun stuff when you're focusing on what you don't want? I was watching Martha the other day on Netflix, the documentary about Martha Stewart. And it was very funny because literally the documentary begins with Martha sitting on a chair, and she's like, I dislike lazy people, I dislike this, I dislike that, I dislike this other thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is the conditioning. This is literally how the documentary begins. She's listing the stuff she doesn't like. It's everywhere, guys. It's a plague. Gratitude is your key out of hell. Also, gratitude makes you go from taking things for granted to being grateful. Again, a mind shift. We are taking things for granted all the time. We are literally surrounded by miracles, and yet we don't see them. We just don't. Why? Because we're focusing on what's lacking. We're focusing on the problems. And so we're just taking them for granted. And then when the next miracle comes into our lives, immediately we're like, okay, I'm now also taking this for granted and I still want more. What's next? So it's a huge, powerful tool because you begin to see the miracles around you right now in the present moment. Gratitude rewires your brain because of all of this. This change in perspective is literally your brain being rewired. I am a different person today. My brain has been rewired because of this practice. My sister began doing gratitude recently. Her life took an 180 turn recently, around 5 months ago, and she began seeing the difference in her video game. Her experiences began to feel and be way more positive, way more exciting. And then she felt ready to jump on board with the gratitude practice, and she bought this book, Rhonda Byrne's The Magic. This is a game changer, guys. I recommend you get it if you are serious about gratitude. This is a month-long practice, and it will infuse gratitude into your brain, okay? So she got this book recently, actually last week, and she began doing the practices. Immediately, she began seeing the results. She was at the supermarket. Everything she wanted to get was discounted. Her company recently laid her off, and her food voucher card, which was supposed to be empty, got recharged for some funny reason. Yesterday, she ran into the guy she's been crushing on, and she was able to strike up a conversation with him. She's changing the world in which she lives. It makes you a different person. It makes you more of who you are, which is light, which is love, which is appreciation itself. And so when you become who you really are, which is all of that, your experience reflects that back to you. That's the power of this practice. It's immense. Something else gratitude does is it cleans your memories, and this ties in with Ho'oponopono. Have you watched my videos on Ho'oponopono? If you haven't, I will link these videos, a playlist you actually can click over here if you want to watch that. And I explain the power of Ho'oponopono and how Ho'oponopono is about cleaning the junk stored in our subconscious minds. The data, the programming, the limiting beliefs. So as you probably know, the 4 simple statements in Ho'oponopono are, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. In Ho'oponopono, you can pick, for example, a phrase like thank you or a phrase like I love you and repeat it constantly in your mind as a cleaning statement. When you're doing gratitude all the time, you are literally doing Ho'oponopono. You are literally cleaning the memories, the junk out of your subconscious mind. Again, very powerful practice, right? And doing this, Ho'oponopono, gratitude, brings you to the present moment. Everything you want and everything you love lives in the eternal now. The eternal now moment is everything we got. When you're stuck in memories, when you're focusing on things that are not working out, on the problems, you are literally getting away from the present moment. And so you're living in memories, in junk, and you're perpetuating all of that in your creation. You are a powerful creator. You are all the power. Can we misuse our power? Yeah. How do we break that? Gratitude. It's your way out of the nonsense. Okay? So it brings you to the present moment. The present moment in Ho'oponopono is called the zero limits state. The zero limits is divinity. It's the eternal now. It's the place of inspiration and not junk. Is literally where God, source energy, divinity is. Where are your dreams? Here as well, in the present moment. So when you're being negative, in essence, you are being ungrateful. Remember this, when you are being negative, you are literally being ungrateful. So you are literally going against the flow, going back to memories, going back to struggle, going back to creating hell on earth. Who wants that when you can literally create heaven on earth? So I'm going to read a little passage from the book, The Magic for You, which I felt inspired to share with you. If you're complaining about the weather, the traffic, your boss, your spouse, your family, a friend, a stranger, waiting in lines, bills, the economy, the cost of something, or the service of a company, you are not being grateful and you're pushing your dream life further away with every complaint. That is literally what you're doing because you're so powerful. Now you understand that complaining, negative thoughts and words, and taking things for granted stops the good things in life. Why? Because law of attraction. Now you understand that when something goes very wrong, you have been unintentionally not been grateful enough. It's impossible to be negative when you're grateful. It's impossible to criticize and blame when you're grateful. It's impossible to feel sad or have any negative feeling when you're grateful. And the best news is that if you have any negative situations in your life currently, it won't take a long period of time to transform them with gratitude. Go back up. Gratitude is your elevator back up, back home, back to zero limits, back to the present moment, back to appreciation, back to being in a high vibe state, literally. Practicing gratitude can be easier when you look around and you begin to be grateful for the stuff that's around you and that serve you. Now, can you still be grateful when a negative situation presents itself to you? Find gratitude in negative situations no matter what. Around a month ago, there was a bit of a storm and it was very aggressive. And I remember I was in the bathroom and I began hearing things falling to the ground, crashing noises. My windows were open and this storm just came crashing in, and I immediately came and I began closing the windows, and I caught myself totally automatically. I was closing the windows calmly and I was like, thank you for shelter. Thank you for shelter. Thank you for shelter. This is my new conditioning. There's something strange, negative happening. I'm immediately thinking of the good stuff. I am literally in my house. I literally have a roof. I'm getting the goosebumps just saying this. Thank you for shelter. So a lot of times you will see unpleasant situations. The conditioning will tell you to complain and focus on the negativity. By the way, it was a weekend. That was a Friday night. The power didn't come back until Sunday evening. So basically 48 hours without electricity. I would run into my neighbors and they'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I would just do Ho'oponopono in my mind when I saw them complaining because my mind projection, right? And I wish them well. I didn't feel negative, not one bit. I began thanking the electricity company. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the electricity that's provided to me at all times. I am so grateful. Thank you, company that provides the electricity. I am so grateful. Something else that happened is I had been practicing taking cold showers because it's one of my spiritual practices right now, and it's also changing stuff around for me for the better, which I'm very grateful for. And so I had been like cooling down the water at the end of my showers, and cold water for me was always like, oh my gosh, you know, like if someone touches my body, like my torso, like with a cold hand, it feels like my soul wants to come out of my body, you know. I've always been very sensitive regarding that. So I had been practicing that, and then that week, and it's like no electricity, so the gas heater is not gonna work, the water heater. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe, you know, so I took advantage of that situation and I literally broke some ground, man. For me, it was groundbreaking. And so I've been taking cold showers every morning since then. Thank you, blackout. You know, it was great. It was so amazing. I read more of my books on that weekend. I had a ball. I lit up some candles. And I was in gratitude non-stop. I am today in gratitude non-stop. And that's what I'm inviting you to do, because you begin to live in a different world. You see problems coming by? It's like, what's the lesson in this? A few months back, I made a video on a triggering situation I had. I'm going to link the video if you want to watch that. But immediately I was like, what's the lesson in this? I was feeling the emotions. It was not comfortable, okay? That's my point here. Sometimes you will feel the emotions coming up. But instead of surrendering totally to them and just reacting and having a horrible time, sit with the emotion, don't push them back, allow them, welcome them, because what you resist persists. So allow them to be, but while you're doing that, you're like, what's the lesson in this? Because everything has a lesson in it. Everything. And if you're able to thank that negative experience for its lesson, the game is yours. I mean it. Thank you for the lesson. I am so grateful. Sometimes I don't know what the lesson is, but I know that there is a lesson, because there is a lesson. Everything has a lesson. I know this. It's not that I believe it, I know it. And so sometimes I don't know what the lesson is yet, but I'm like, thank you so much for the lesson. Thank you so much for the lesson. I can feel my vibration rising as I speak. It's very powerful. Getting the goosebumps. This is everything. I love this. And hopefully you'll be able to implement this in your life. It changes everything. So find gratitude in negative situations, no matter what. You made a mistake? Don't punish yourself. Mistakes are blessings in disguise. So when you make a mistake, that is literally a lesson teaching you, presenting itself to you so that you can learn from it and evolve. Thank you for that. You know what I mean? So the conditioning is always telling us like, we get to react and be very angry about it and beat ourselves up. No. Thank that thing for its lesson, because mistakes are blessings in disguise. Do you see what I'm getting at with all of this? Are you beginning to get a feel for what gratitude really is? It's not just a cute word. It's so much more than that. It's a lifestyle. It's the person you become as a result. I am a completely different person as a result of this. And I can see my sister, she's already a different person. Goosebumps again. She's transforming her life so fast, okay? And it can be really fast for you. Maybe it's not so fast for you. It wasn't really fast for me. It wasn't. Okay? But I was very committed because I knew this was the thing. Okay? And so you get to be committed and stick to it and keep at it. Great. So now let's talk what you can be grateful for. Okay? Everything. You can be grateful for everything. First of all, your health. You can literally look at your hands. Begin to pay attention the multiple things your hands do to serve you on an instant-to-instant basis. Sometimes I'm like reaching for something and I grab it and I see the movement my hand had to make to get the object on the right position to support the weight of the object I'm holding. And I see that and I'm like, it is such a miracle. I am so grateful for my hands. When I began doing this, I had been playing piano for many years, but I never practiced scales because I just wanted to play fun tunes, you know. I remember practicing gratitude and crying looking at my hands. You might cry, okay? It's very powerful. And then I was like, I gotta learn some scales, man. And now I can play scales and it's so fun because I was like, I have all 10 fingers. Thank you, universe. I am so grateful for my hands. Imagine not having your hands. Your legs that make it possible for you to walk and go places anytime you want. All your organs that are serving you, right? All the trillion cells in your body, your hair, your eyes that allow you to see the projection, the 3D world, right? Your senses, your everything, your ears. It's a miracle. It is a miracle. Food, also a miracle. When you're eating, these are gratitude practices that are contained here, okay? And a lot of the practices are here. I do them every day. I never really stop doing them. So for example, the food. Every time I'm having a meal, I bless my food. I literally bless my food. There's a Japanese guy, maybe you've seen it before. His name was Masaru Emoto. He wrote a book called The Hidden Messages in Water. This was also featured, if I'm not mistaken, in that movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? Released like 20 years ago, where he has people send energy to water particles, send love, send appreciation, send hate, send anger, all different kinds of emotions, right? And then under the microscope, you can literally see the crystals of water. I'm going to put it here on the video for you to see. You can literally see how the crystals take up different shapes. The observer effect, quantum physics. You are so powerful. So next time you're having food, bless your food. Because you're literally realigning the molecules in your food. You are so powerful. And also you're being grateful. The people who plant the vegetables and the fruits, the industries that make the foods, the transportation of the foods, everything for you to be at your house or in a restaurant with a meal that you can eat and nourish your body. If that isn't a miracle, I don't know what is. And yet we're like not even paying attention. We're just like, I'm so unhappy and focusing on my problems and talking about the problems as you're eating your food. It's so sacred, guys. It's a miracle, okay? Other practices that I do daily, it's so many. So service providers, every time I'm like out and about on the streets, I'm in the restaurant, in the supermarket, at the gym, I am literally thanking the people in my mind. Sometimes I'm walking my dogs and I see like the pizza delivery guy in front of a building and I'm like, thank you for your service. Thank you so much for your service. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because they literally pick up your food and deliver it to your house. How amazing is that? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another practice that I do daily is the thank you footsteps. More often than not, when I'm walking in my house or in the streets, It's thank you, thank you, thank you. Every opportunity, every moment is an opportunity for you to bring up gratitude in your experience and therefore elevate your frequency and therefore become a match to fun stuff. Do you see? Gratitude is a lifestyle. You will not be the same, I promise you. I promise you, I speak from experience. Also, when you're thanking someone, when we're saying thank you out of conditioning, most of the times we're not even looking the people in their eyes. We're just throwing our thank yous in the air. It's like, thank you. That's not gratitude, guys. That's just like conditioning. And it's like, look the person in the eye. Thank you. And I do that every single time. And so when I'm thanking the service provider, I'm like, thank you so much. Have a good evening. Have a good afternoon. Have a good day. I look them in the eyes for like a few seconds as I'm like leaving and thanking them. And I can tell that they're like, oh, you're welcome. They see that you actually really mean it. Because I do. I really mean it. And so I'm thanking people in my mind. I am just doing it as much as I can. And I'm living a great video game, you know, because this changes everything. I cannot say this enough, okay? Another practice that I really love, which in this book is called Cue the Magic. Again, everything is a trigger for you to be grateful for. So you're in the streets, you're driving, and you see the police. That's what I always do now. Cue the magic. Thank you for order. I bless the policeman and I say, thank you for order. There's a blackout. Thank you for electricity. Thank you for the time that I have to be more with myself, even reading my books. Anything, literally anything. I invite you to, next time you use your washing machine, for you to think about it and imagine having to wash the things you're going to wash in the machine by hand. Just imagine it. Imagine you're washing your sheets. Imagine doing them by hand. Oh my gosh, what a hassle. I literally kiss my washing machine. Sometimes I hug my fridge. Miracles. Miracles. Imagine not having a fridge that keeps your food fresh and cool. You would have to go to the store every day because food wouldn't last. Did you know, or do you remember, that everything has consciousness? Dolores Cannon talked about it. She said, everything has consciousness. This means the board is alive, the battery is alive, the marker is alive, the floor is alive, the book is alive, the paper is alive. Everything is alive. It doesn't mean they're human beings, but they are consciousness. Because the essence of the universe is consciousness. Is mind. The all is mind. The universe is mental. The first Hermetic principle, right? So if the essence of all that is mind and consciousness, then how can anything not have consciousness and not be consciousness itself? Remember, things look solid, but they really are not. Everything is vibrating. Everything has consciousness. So it's a machine, it's an appliance that's helping you so much. It's such a miracle. Guess what? It's consciousness also, because everything is consciousness. We live in a video game, guys. Mind over matter, okay? And so one more reason for you to be grateful. I am so grateful for my appliances. Ooh. This is me all day, every day, okay? This video is about my life, basically, you know, and I invite you to jump on board because, oh my gosh, it's so blissful. All right, so now for the last part of the video, I'm gonna guide you in how to practice gratitude so that you can wire that in and begin your journey. Did a little magic trick there. And so, written gratitude, guys. If you've never done it before, you get to do it in written form because in the beginning, it's different, it's new. So if you do it in written form, it'll be better, okay? I did it for 6 months. I have pages and pages and pages and pages. You can do it using your notebook or your phone or your computer, it doesn't matter. But it goes like this. You are going to say a phrase first. I'm so grateful for, I'm so thankful for, thank you so much for, whatever beginning for a phrase you choose, okay? And you can mix them up. And then you're gonna say what it is. I'm so grateful for my fridge. I love my fridge. Because, and then you're gonna say why, okay? This is key here. Why? Because if you just say, I'm grateful for my fridge, you're not engaging a lot of gratitude there. So the reason you say why is to bring up the feeling of gratitude. So because it keeps my precious food cool and safe so that I can have all my meals. You do your phrase, okay? So my suggestion is every day in the morning, first thing in the morning, if you can, okay, it's the ideal moment. Your brain waves are in alpha still. It's the best moment, but especially before getting out of the house. You're gonna list 10 things you're grateful for, and you're gonna do this. You're gonna write all the sentences. When you finish doing the 10, you're gonna put your pen down and you're gonna read through all of them. And you're gonna engage the feeling, the emotion. Gratitude is an emotion, right? It's a state of being. And you're going to feel as much gratitude as you can as you're reading them. I invite you to do it for a month at least, okay? If you are new to it, write. This will rewire your brain. And you can do anything, guys. There's no limits, okay? Oh, I don't know what to be grateful for. Can be anything, literally anything. The miracles are all around. I'm gonna read a few of mine for you, okay? I'm so grateful for my balcony because it's large, useful, and joyous. Dogs see the world because they can see the outside. I'm so grateful for pizza. I love me a pizza. Oh, for it brings me so much joy every time. I love pizza a lot. Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful for the money I give, for it is one of the most amazing things in the world to help. I am so grateful for pound cake. I'm a baker. For it is simple, classic, and delicious to have around. Ooh, I'm so grateful for blueberries, for they are cute, tasty, and make baking extra special. They do. I am so grateful for my skin, for it covers my body and allows me to feel the world. I love my skin. I'm so grateful for my trimming machine, for it allows me to adjust my beard so easily and shave my body. I'm so grateful for the weather today, for it is so pleasant on the skin. Ooh, it is. I love a good weather. And a loving reminder of the summer. Guys, there's no limits to this, okay? I'm so grateful for the love I feel for life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't know life could feel like this. I don't even remember these. That's fun. I'm so grateful for the year 2022, for it was the best year of my life. I learned and grew so much. That was when I had my spiritual awakening. Everything changed. The air I breathe. It's so beautiful, guys. So this can be your new you, okay? And you will see your life transform right before your eyes. If you got to the end of this video, congrats. It means you're committed, because this was a bit of a long video, right? But there's so much value here. Goosebumps again. And if you apply this and if you commit to this, everything changes. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love you. Don't stop here. I'm gonna link the whole Pono playlist so you can check it out right now. I love you.